Hi kindergarten. Today I wanted to give you a couple art projects that still go with our Kandinsky circles. So we've read a story, we've gotten to hear some fun facts about him. We went in and we created our concentric circles, okay, thinking about that grid, how we made a tiny Timbit, like that little tiny donut, and a small one, a medium, a large, and you even may have gotten an extra large in there. So I've been seeing a couple of your images and pictures being shared on Padlet, so if you haven't done that, please try to finish that. So this is our first thing that we want to finish up and get done. If you finish that, I then shared a video of how you could make a kindergarten Kandinsky caterpillar. So here I made the same thing with my circles, small, medium, tiny, small, medium, large. I cut them out. I made some little legs. You can add an eye and a smile, and so you have a fun little caterpillar. Today I wanted to show you another fun way that you can use your watercolor paints that came in your art kit. So if you haven't picked that up, we have them here at Heim Elementary and you can pick them up. So your job before you start is to go around your house and find some circles. And so when I say circles, I have a cup, a water cup. I have a jar that's just a little bit smaller than that cup. I found a cap from some paint, and I even have a cap from a glue stick. So I have some different circle shapes. So if you go in your cupboards, if you have some different glasses in your drinking glasses, you can actually use those today. And I'm gonna do some tracing with them. So let's take some crayons, and you can use any color you want. I'm gonna flip my cup, and I'm going to hold that cup and I'm going to trace all the way around. Okay, so there we go. There's one. I can choose a different color and do this one. So tracing is a great way to work your hands and your eyes together. Oop, this is a nice one. Now you could even take some and you could do what's called overlapping. I'm going on top of. Okay, so I could do something like that. So I want you to have some fun. Ooh, this is a tiny one, but I think it'll be great. This should keep you kind of busy for a little bit. You can fill up your whole paper. This almost makes me think about bubbles floating in the sky. Lots of circles. Kandinsky loved shapes. We've been talking about him for a few weeks now, and we're able to take so many of his artwork pieces and create amazing designs with them. We can learn all from them. All right, I feel pretty good about all of my circles. Please notice some of them I did overlap. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and start adding color to each circle. Now, there's a couple of things that are very fun is when they overlap, you almost create a new shape. So I want you to think about this circle kind of being cut off here. You don't want to go over a crayon line. Just think about this could be one color, this shape can be one color, and this shape can be one color. So I'm going to go ahead and paint, and while I'm doing it, you can see what I mean. Now, watercolors. Watercolors are not to be thick and gooey and sticky. They're supposed to be watery. So a lot of times I say, imagine you spill Kool-Aid. So I put a little water in my blue. I'm just very gently tapping my paintbrush in there. Okay, I can always just get a little water if my paint is either too dark or if my paintbrush is kind of dry, because watercolor should move pretty nicely. So then I'm going to use the very tip of my paintbrush, squeeze in those little areas. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to wash my brush, get a new color. Washing your brush, super important. All right, we don't want to ruin your paint palettes. You want to keep them nice and tidy, so when you go and paint for other projects, all your colors are nice and clean. All right, so I'm actually waiting for this blue to dry before doing one next door, because the watercolor can merge and get all change different colors. All right, so do my orange one. Okay, so I want to encourage you to have some fun with this project. Like I said, a little puddle, just tap your paintbrush in. I like to actually outline a lot of times, make sure my paintbrush is nice and smooth going around. I hope you enjoy. This is a fun way to become familiar with your watercolor paints. I know a lot of my kindergartners have been very excited to do some painting. All right, so this will be the first project. So if you're looking for something to do, start here. Have some fun with it. Oh, I should use green. I haven't used green yet. Let's finish this blue one first. Go nice and slow. Wash my brush. Get some green. I'm going to be really careful because that blue is pretty wet still, and I don't want them to smush all together. All right. And when you hold your watercolors, hold them flat because watercolor can drip and run all over. All right, so this is the first little project. If you, I know in your art bags there are some different pieces of paper. If you have computer paper or just some construction paper that did not come from me, that would be helpful because I did give you some paper for our next art projects. I wanted to give you today a few suggestions in case you wanted to go above and beyond and continue with those circles, especially if you have time. All right, oh, I already used orange there. Let's do, I guess, red. We'll do some red in here. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna show you one other fun activity you can do with circles in mind. So I grabbed another piece of paper. And if you have any construction paper or scraps, even if you're getting magazines in the mail that are done being looked at, you can actually use those as well. So these are just small little pieces of paper that I have. And this is another activity that's really good for your eyes and your hands and even your scissor, your cutting skills. Okay, I'm gonna use those same stencils today. I'm gonna set my cup down. It doesn't matter what color crayon. And I'm going to go and do some tracing on each piece of paper. And so I can think about which circle will fit because these are all scraps that I have lying around. So I'm gonna do a nice variety. I could even do a little one on this one if you have some space. So you can find, I know our mailbox lately with the holidays, we are getting a lot of magazines, and so if there's a page with that's real plain or just a color, you can use that as well. What else was my, let's see, see how that won't fit, so I'm gonna hold on. Let's do this one. Can do this one. So I want a nice variety. Okay, so after you do a few circles, oops, I just broke my crayon. Now my black, I can see my crayon. You might not on the video very well. But I'm gonna keep going all the way around. Oh, you know what? I forgot my little cap here. That's why I was thinking I'm missing a shape. There we go. This is a little bit of a smaller one. All right. After you come up with a nice variety, then take your scissors, and this is where it's great exercise for your hands and your eyes, how they work together. And as I'm cutting, I want you to notice that my cutting hand, the scissors are just opening and closing, opening and closing. My other hand is turning my paper. So this is very good exercise for your scissor skills. especially circles. They can be a little tricky, but there's only one way to get better at it, and it is to work on it. All right, so as I'm cutting, I am going to think about how I can do those concentric circles all with my paper. So I have my large one, I have a medium one. Now, if I did the small one, that one I can't even see it because of green and green. So I'm gonna find a piece of paper that's a different color. So then I have my smaller one. So you can make all kinds of concentric circles all with your pieces of paper today. So think about gluing your big one first, then your medium. So I could do something like that. Ooh, I like that. I like the black, really makes it pop. I'm gonna actually use this big circle. All right, so I want to encourage you to continue creating. Look around your house for some circles that you can use to create. And then once again, under your teacher's name in that Padlet, please share them. I love seeing the artwork. Okay, so happy creating. I'm going to continue here, and then I'll show you both of my artworks all together, and you can go and create on your own. All right, have a great day. Enjoy.